Akko here again. Welcome back to FTB Unleashed. My room's changed here, as you can see, quite significantly. I'm going to talk through what I've done in a second. I decided that my workshop area needed to be a bit more workshop looking, so what I did, I used all my quartz blocks, and I made quartz block walls and stairs, and then I didn't really like the look of it, so I made some of these force bricks instead. I've done the walls, and just a little like bit of coving, if you will, there, with force bricks. Problem with that is I've got loads of quartz stairs, but if you look here with quartz stairs, you can put them in a macerator and get quartz back, so that's alright. How does that work out? 624. So yeah, it works out the same. So you get the same amount of quartz back. So you can get your quartz back if you've made quartz stairs. I use the quartz for the floor instead, so I've got a nice white floor. So it's a bit workshopy looking, isn't it? Bit like a good place for a white coat. So Corey's dressed right. I moved the things along a bit, made it a little bit tidier. Don't know if I like the fact you can see under there. I may have to move that conduit. But I've got hoppers behind these, so I can throw things into that chest there, and it'll go through the pulverizer. The furnace has got input from the back and the side, so I can, if I want to throw something straight into the furnace, like beef for example, I can throw it into that chest. So when I come back from mining, I can throw things into both of them. They go into that chest. Speaking of beef, I had some in there, some steak, look. That can go in there. My chest's massively full. I need to upgrade these a bit. And the induction smelter feeds into there as well. Just move this other stuff up. And everything's looking alright. We're getting a good amount of fertilizer in there. Not that, I don't think I'll actually need it though, to be honest. But I'll show you why, part of why we're getting that, and part of why is because we've got a massive cow issue. The other thing I did when tidying this place up was, this isn't as flat as it was. I moved it so that it's half a block with thickness now, so I think it kind of looks better. I tried it fully flat and it looks like it's just a block in the wall, whereas at least with it half thick it looks like it's actually in the wall. I did try the this thing looks quite cool as well. If I was to go like is it that one? No, other way. There we go. So that's like half thick and it slopes a bit, so that kind of looks cool. I like that. I think I'll leave it like that. So that's zero thickness there and half thickness at the top there. Kind of funky. And I made some covers there and there, and they're just put plank posts. Give me a bit of an internal windowsill. I think that kind of I think micro blocks for that kind of makes your thing look nice. Someone commented the other day that you can't see the smoke through this. You also can't see water. Look, if you look over there, that's where the lake is. You can't see water through this glass as well, which I think is the same as Thermcraft glass works. You can't see it through that either. So it's and amber. I don't think you can see it through amber. Have I got any amber? Yeah, it's not worth messing about with, is it? I've just got a decent enchant. I had to go get some more quartz, so I've been mining in the nether. I've got a decent enchant. It's took me about 5 or 6 goes. I've been getting enchants and wiping them off. I tried something and it actually worked. It could be classed as a bit cheaty. What I did was I enchanted my hoe of growth, and the only enchant you can get on that's repair. So I got repair on that. So I used 30 levels, got repair. Then I used the auto disenchanter, pulled the repair off. Then I put the repair onto the shovel of the earth move using the book. A bit dubious. I just wanted to see if it worked, but that's. So I've got a decent shovel now. So I've tried enchanting that about 4 or 5 times and had to wipe the enchants off, which is why I've got an unbreaking book and why I had an efficiency 4 book and some other stuff, because I kept pulling enchants off that, because I kept getting ones that weren't repair. That won't work with charging though, and I still need good enchants. You see, I've been enchanting these and pulling things off them, which is why they're real low. I need to get charging on the Wonder of Excavation and the Wonder Lightning. This is going to be my primary mining tool once I've got good enchants on it. At the minute, it's pretty much unusable. Well, not unusable, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So when I get another level, I need 7 levels to put unbreaking on there. Now, you don't really need unbreaking on with repair, but it just makes it repair a little bit slow. Take a little bit less damage, I think. So I might as well use it, because I've got nothing else to use it on. So yeah, that's why I'm putting repair on there, even though it's possibly pointless. I think it's not pointless. I think that this acts as a stream, which that was just a straight off enchant from the enchanting table. Them 3 things on that one. I think this actually takes damage slower because it's got the unbreaking on, even though it's got repair. Anyway, I'm babbling. So I think this looks kind of nice in here. I'm not sure where to put stairs in here. I might put an arcane levitator over here. I'm going to start building the second floor up pretty soon. Second floor is going to be bricks. I'll just put one little layer of bricks there. That was always my plan. Second floor, that building's going to be planned as well. First floor in English. Ground floor, first floor. The first floor of that building's going to be bricks as well. That was always my plan to do that. That's why I wanted a sludge boiler, part of the reason. So yeah, let's head over here then and see how this is going. In fact, before we do, just going to head into here, and as mentioned last episode, I've changed this around. So there is my, I think that's potatoes. This one, they're all on crops now. That's not, they are either not fully grown. I think they're just not fully grown, aren't they? Okay, they're all on crops as well. The netherwort, and as are the carrots. So the only thing that's not on crops at the minute, that's not right, is it? What's going on there? I have to check on what's gone wrong there. The only thing not on crops at the minute is the wheat and the cocoa, and the cocoa has gone wrong. So let's have a quick look. That's merrily working away. The milk filled up extremely quick. Poor cow had 4,000 buckets of milk in it. I'm not sure if there's some kind of evil signs going on there. But, yeah, a little bit weird. What have I done wrong here then? So cocoa's going to blow, so that plant there should be... I know what I've done. I forgot to turn that back on. I turned that off when I was changing them, and I forgot to turn it back on. There we go. Now that's got power. So it's nice and tidy down here now, so because we've only got planters on these two, so I made 3 planters too many. That's a little bit scruffy because you need to deal with both melon blocks and melon slices. But other than that, it's a very little tidy setup. Very tidy little setup even. There we go, so that's that down there. I'm going to start working on boilers soon. I'm in 2 minds whether to use power converters or not. I'm thinking of trying to see if I can run 8 boilers. 2 off the tree farm. No, 6, I mean 6 boilers. 4 off the farms, 2 off the tree farm. Is that my plan? Anyway, let's get over here then. These are still working away. I'm just gonna, while I'm passing, just gonna bang some more frames in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. After the B episode yesterday, I did continue to. I had an ancient and a primeval. I kept throwing them back into the breeder down here, and they eventually became unwary, which is why I've got unwaries as well. I forgot to mention that. I think I mentioned it in this morning's episode, because the unwaries and the diligent are giving me the stringy combs, which are giving me propolis, which is kind of nice. Okay, across to the farms then. Now, as you can see, I've got cowception happening again. Still not sure what causes this, but that should not have happened. What can I be called? A fuck ton of cows in there. What I did, so yeah, it's a bit weird. So for now, I've actually turned that off. So the breeder's not working. I put a full stack of wheat into both of these. The little cow shed thing, that's the kind of thing I was talking about. I was going to do like a little kind of barn type cow shed kind of thing. I've used a mixture of sakura planks and fences, and then oak micro blocks. So that's just posts in a square. Some posts there, pillar, and then mostly slabs up there, just kind of give it a bit of a roof, and then stone brick floor to connect it to the rest of the place. That's kind of what I was thinking. I don't know if I like it. I think it looks alright, but it kind of looks like an animal pen, so it's kind of what I was aiming for. That should get shade any second. This is gradually filling up. I did do the walls with wool first, but once I started doing with wool, I thought, well, quartz is whiter, which is why I tried with quartz. But yeah, I think the white force bricks look better than the quartz. And there's 1 cow in there. Poor cow. 4,000 buckets of milk. Kind of weird that these are getting hats in it. Kind of freaky. I could, of course, pull all these through into there, but I don't need any more of this because I've got more than a bucket's worth of there. All I did was, because the slaughterhouse gives you 2 types of liquid, you get both meat, liquid meat, and you get pink slime. So I put the portable tank on the top temporarily, There's a load of meat in there. I could put this through a meat packet. I'm just going to bin the meat, to be honest. I'm going to void pipe it. But what we have got here is that guy, pink slime. Hooray! And what we can do with the pink slime is now I need to go back to my base and make a safari net. So let's have a look at safari net. Reusable, 4 ender pearls with a gas tier, easy enough. 1, 2, 3, 4 around a gas tier. Wonderful. Let's go to the safari net. So all I need to do now is chuck him on the floor. He'll turn into one of them. Pinch that. Now I've got that in there. Pink slime. And that's all I needed with that. So what I can do now is I can switch out the farm for the grinder. And what that'll do, we need an ender chest as well, aren't we? I'll just use a normal chest for now. What this is going to do is going to put leather and meat everywhere. I've got too much leather and meat. Ridiculous. Come on, you should be there. I've really got used to using this Sword of the Condor, by the way, as my primary flight. As you may have noticed, my jetpack's barely turned on now because I'm using this all the time. So we don't need any more of that. So I can get rid of that. I just put that fence post there up the way while I was doing that. So that can go in there. I'm going to break the grinder. So I've just lost the liquid that was in there. Sorry, the slaughterhouse, not the grinder. And now the grinder is going to go in there instead. And in fact, I'm going to have to put a chest there, aren't I? So that'll collect. Wonder if shit can get out of there. Shit probably can get out of there. Fucking hell. I may use a test. I'll work some out. It's not the end of the world, is it? Let's see if things go out there anyway. One thing I can do here is, and the phone's going, as it always does when I'm recording. If it's not a phone, it's my nephew. Let's keep a couple of cows, put them to one side. Let me out, please, crazy cows. So I'll use the lasso to put a few cows down there, so I've got some left in here. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. Have I got that hat yet? What's that hat? I did not have that hat. Now I have. Wonderful. So what's in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I want 6 for in here, and I'll have 2 in there. So 1 in there looks a bit lonely. And now what I can do is I can switch this to moving adults, and that'll pull all the adults in here. We'll now go through the grinder and start collecting me some mob essence once that comes down. So there we go, we're getting a small amount of mob essence from these. Looks like they can't get out there, so that's alright. Or if they can, they're not trying. And what this will also get is leather and beef. But because of Natura, you get extra leather. But the grinder only collects a normal amount of leather, so that's why you always get extra leather on the floor all over the place. So I'll put that back to moving babies, and then I'll move all these cows back into there. I'll do that off camera because it's a bit boring. And then what we need to do is we need to put together a auto spawner. I need to start getting this mob essence into the tank in there. So I need to get rid of this meat. So I'll do that. I'll get that sorted. Need an auto spawner, and we're going to use this mob essence that we're collecting to spawn us some pink slimes, so we can get the 4 bits of slime we need. Now I'll probably get it off the one, but I don't want to risk it. How much we've got in there? We've got nearly 2 buckets worth in there, so I could spawn another one. Let's do that. Let's see if I actually get it. I've got a loot sword, so I might get the 4 that I need. I need 4 slimes because it's actually the pre-charger that uses them. You need 4 pre-chargers, so you need 4 pink slime balls. That didn't use any. It's that guy. So with a bit of luck, because there's over a bucket's worth in there, I can get a bucket and I'll spawn this down here. Because I've got a looting sword, I've got 3, so a bit unlucky there. I probably almost definitely get 1 out of that, but I don't want to risk it having to put the grant there, put the thing back, so I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to, because I'm going to want an auto spawner anyway, so I might as well make one. So yeah, I'll be back in a bit. I'm going to cut for a while, sort these cows out, get rid of that. I'm just going to avoid that. I could always just put it into buckets and pour it down a hole or something, but I will get rid of it somehow, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I'm back then, and I've tidied up over there. I got rid of the mob essence by putting it into capsules there. Sorry, not the mob essence, into capsules. These capsules are really quite cheap. You'll get them as a byproduct of beeswax. 3 beeswax gets you a capsule, so I've just thrown that meat into there, so I didn't actually have to bin it. So 16 buckets worth I had. So there's that. I've just been to get some more gold because I was out of gold. The next thing I'm going to make use is gold. So where's that going? Oh, in there, yeah. There we go. So it's got a bit of gold. Wonderful. So throw that into there. And while I was out there, in a loot bag I got another miniature red hat, so I'm just making myself a jewelled apple, empty canister, hat and a necrotic bone. Add myself another hat on there, so that takes me up to 5 now, so I've got an extra 5 hats of health on, once, when I'm full, and I'm regening health. Well, there we go, I'm up to 15 hats instead of 10, very nice. What we're going to make now is a auto spawner. So for this I need machine frame and reception call, which is what I needed the gold for. I was out of gold again. Should be changing soon though, when I start keep putting this laser drill together, which should be any time now, I hope. I'd like to get on with the brain's gone dead. So boilers. Let's start putting the boilers together in this episode actually. So we'll see if we can start going with that. 2 emeralds, nether wart, plastic. I'll have to go into my farm for a bit of nether wart, I think. Yeah, I've got none in there. Okay. Plastic is in here. Yeah. Emeralds, of course, in there. And I forgot what else was in there already. Oh, magma cream. So a couple of blaze powder, a couple of slime balls. Will get me some magma cream. So all I need now is a bit of nether wart from the farm. Now my mob essence is down this end. I maybe should have moved the tank up there, but these are all going to be tanks anyway. Excuse me. A bit of a cough this morning. So 1 bit of nether wart is all we need. There we go. Auto spawner. So if I just place this down a second, you'll see that this needs both power and mob essence, and it can spawn an exact copy, which is good. We'll use this to fill up our soul shards probably. Once we've got 1 full, whether it's blazes or wither skeletons or whatever, we can then use that as to create mob essence to spawn mobs of whatever else we need to fill up, enderman for example. So yeah, how am I going to do this then? I have to make a ender tank. Yeah, I'll do it up in the base. I'm actually going to spawn this little mob right in the base. So I need to make 1 more in the tank. I don't think I've got any spares, so I shall do that nice and quick. Get out of the way, Corey. Always in the way. So cauldron. I should have maybe started using tesseracts by now, but I'm really enjoying using ender tanks in this season, so I'm gonna keep using ender tanks just for fun. This needs to be green, so let's get a bit of green dye. Aluminium stone, a bit of green dye. You see, everything needs something else. Cactus green, wonderful. Green dye. and so this is going to be green, green, white. So that's the convention that I'm using. I'm using triple of one colour for whatever the storage is, and then that colour with white on the end for the output of the tanks. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? One of them, 4 of them. Gets me end the tank, and then, as I was just mentioning, I now need 1 bit of bone meal just to put that weight to there. And of course I needed 2 of these, not 1, because what's the point in having 1? I need 1 at that end, I need 1 at this end. Idiot. I'll do that off camera, back in a sec. Okay, so I'm back again, and it's raining here, just like it is at Old Trafford at the minute. Corey's trying to escape. So I was going to set up a little place for a spawner. I was going to put it down there. I've kind of started making a little spawn hole there, but I'm not going to bother doing that just yet. At the minute I just want this one pink slime, don't I? So I'm not going to set up a permanent thing. I've just slung the auto spawner there just for now. And what I'm going to do is... What? Auto spawner. I clicked on the wrong thing. Okay. What I want to do is I'm going to put my pink slime ball in there. I want to see... Spawn, is that coffee? Yes. And I don't want to use all that up. Is that enough? So that's more than enough. I could have put like... Shit, I've got loads. So I don't really need to use all that slime up at all that mob essence. I kind of want to save that mob essence for other stuff. So I've used that there. I'm going to break that off now. And that is going to go, for the time being, is just going to go out the way. So I'm going to put it in my chest full of good stuff there. And it can go back in there. And I've got 13 of these pink slime balls now, so that's good. I actually needed 4, but you know, I've got plenty. So the next thing to make then, that chest of miles too full. The next thing to make is the actual pre-chargers and the laser drill. And of course I've got nowhere charging, I've got nowhere powering this yet. But what we need is illuminator frames. We need 9 of them. So there's 9 illuminator frames. Now they're going to the liquid transposer. And for each one of these, I believe I need 4 glowstone. So 19, 22, 36. I think is the right amount. So let's see. So sling our glowstone in the crucible there. That should get me 250, I think, each one of them. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think it's about right, innit? Looks about right. 250, yeah. So that'll get me the glowstone illuminators. So to put the rest of this stuff together then. So the first one, diamonds. So there, diamonds there and there. Perception coils. Plastic sheets. And a couple of them. Gets to our first one, which is the actual laser drill itself. Wonderful. And now the rest of the bits. Is it like that? No. The pre-charger. The glass either side. Okay. Should be able to work out by how much material I've got here, shouldn't I? Conductance coil. Oops, that's electrum. Okay, I've made the wrong one. So I need some conductance coils there. That makes actually more sense, doesn't it? So I've made reception coils. Let's that full? Of course it is. Of course it's full. So I need 1, 2 silver into the induction smelter, which will get me some electrum, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them should be enough. Wonderful, wonderful. I just should have my little crafting bench that I keep up by the dots. There we go. 4 of them. Laser drill pre-charger, and these are the 3. I've done my maths completely wrong, haven't I? What's going on here? What have I done there? What would I make 9 out of that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. God knows why I made 9. Oh no, I've pressed C, so that's rotated it. There we go. So 4 of them. So there's our bits. Wonderful. So I need to start working on a way to get power for them. So it is going to be the boilers But before we get the boilers, of course, I need stuff to put in the boilers. So what I need to actually work on is a bioreactor. Now I'm just going to put these down to show you how they kind of work. I'm just going to stick them down. Where can these go then? Where can I build a place for these? I suppose over here is fine. What I want to do is I want a boiler on I want a decent amount of space because I want a boiler on each side. And I'll build like a kind of glass building around it. So the laser drill itself goes in the middle. And if we look under there, this the reason why I wanted this shovel, by the way, is it's really awesome. You can dig. It digs a 3x3x1, but not just digs. With a right click, you can use it for building. It's really good for building because it can do up to a 3x3x1 build as well, and not just there. Whatever block you're using. If I had cobble, I want to extend this out. Let me just grab a bit of cobble and show you. Just go on a little side track for a minute. So I've got a bit of cobble in my inventory. If, for example, I want to build this wall out further, I can just do that and fall down there. I can use that to build pretty quick. So once you get used to how it works, you can build upwards. Kind of. Once you get used to how it works, it kind of isn't too bad. There's a thing from extra utilities that I want to look at, but that needs a division sigil, which you need to loot from a chest, which I ain't got yet. There's a builder's wand kind of thing that I want to give a try out when I can. But for now, this for clearing areas, for building walls and stuff, this building basements, shovel the earth was really cool. It's kind of why I wanted it. Yeah. Anyway, I'm babbling. Let's clear it under there again then. And if you hold the shift, when the first block there, I just cut one block out because I held shift down. So when you hold shift down, it only cuts one block out. So that goes there, and then around that goes these four guys. And then if you look at this, it's got no power because these haven't got no power. But once I run power to these guys, then they'll power that, and that'll drill down. Wonderful. Is that the right way up? Of course it's the right way up. Must be. And what that needs, it's maybe why it's not doing it, is this might set me on fire if I'm not careful here. I have to have that, won't I, with the what resources I've got at the minute. So what this needs is, it needs a clear view down to bedrock. What I should actually do is, let me just hurt myself a bit. Oh, what are you doing? As if that's doing that. Let me out. Could fall down the bloody hole. Just while I'm doing this, let me cover that up. There we go. And I'll probably make all this tidy with smooth stone or something, to be honest. But I'm going to cover that up so it's nice and dark for a second. And I'm going to go all the way down to bedrock. Hopefully not set myself on fire. Because that would not be very much fun. 38. Okay, so water's going to be the issue, not fire. I suppose it could be water and fire. Making a bit of a mess of this, aren't I? So I'll go all the way down. We should find out if we're near lava in the next couple of blocks. I can hear lava, so that's not a good sign. Yeah, I'll tidy this up with smooth stone in a bit. Yeah, 11. I think I'm safe. We'll soon find out if I die a fiery death. I can hear lava though. There we go. We're down to bedrock. So now I'll go all the way up. Like that. Like so. And now if I knock that block out of the way. Okay, it must need power then. So once that has power and a view to bedrock, that torch won't be making a difference there, will it? So I put a couple of torches on the side, didn't I? I'll tell you what, I'll cut the camera, I'll just clear that out, make it a bit tidier, and then we'll see if that's what's stopping that. But it does need power still anyway. Well, where did that thing go? It turned out there wasn't enough room here. I wanted it to have a little bit more room around it, so I put it here instead. I've got enough room for my planet, so it's going to be a boiler on each side of this, a full 36 HP steam boiler, one for each pre-charger. That's going to be the plan. So each pre-charger will be getting 144 mGh tick. I can't actually do anything else with this yet though, because I've got no power or no boilers. I just want to show you what I've done down here. Let me just fly down. So that's going to bear me if I touch it, but what you should be able to see there is bedrock down there. That has to touch bedrock, so I've just tidied this up. There you go, you can see the bedrock there, look. Just tied this up with smooth stone so it looks nice. And there we go. So I can jump back out of there. And that's this part of the build finished. And now I can work on getting my power sorted, which is maybe what I should have done first, if I'm being totally honest, but never mind. So for power, this is something I want to show you. I killed a mob and I've got this spoils bag and I want to show you what's inside it. I just mentioned it, there we go, I've got a division sigil, so I need to work out how that works. There's a activation ritual. Sneak right click on enchantment table for more details. So I need to look into that, see what all that's about, because I've got no idea. I've seen a little bit of that in Direwolf's mod spotlight of it, and I know for a fact that the division sigil opens up a lot of cool stuff. If we look into here, extra utilities, that's extra utility stuff. All this stuff here, this destruction stuff, erosion, etheric, unstable ingots, all that's to do with division sigil. So I need to work out how that works. Someone told me, I can't remember what it was, or said I should be trying these filter pipes and stuff out. I really should. Transfer pipes. They carry power, transfer nodes, they carry power, items and liquids all in one. So I do want to try them out at some point. I've not got around to trying them yet, but yeah, I will do. But now what I need to do is I need to work out how to get all the stuff from these farms. So I pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 of these farms and the squidding, 9. So 9 items. I need to work out how to get 9 items into a bio generator, of which I've not made yet either. So what that will do, that'll start getting me biofuel. So I've got a tank ready for biofuel, and I've made some purple in the tanks for that. Mob essence is quite low, but that's only because it's off a few cows. So the next thing to do is make a bio generator, nice and easy. So let's go on with doing that then. Biogen, no, bio, oops, can't spell. Yeah, it's not there either. Where are you, bio generator? Mine. Don't know what I was typing then, but it wasn't what I thought I was typing. Bioreactor, of course it is. What am I about? Bioreactor and biofuel generator something completely different. Bioreactor, fermented spider eye, a couple of slime balls, a couple of bricks, bit of sugar, easy. So fermented spider eye. For that we need a bit of sugar. We want 2 bits of sugar. We want a spider eye, and we want a mushroom. Got some mushrooms somewhere. I wonder if that colour mushroom works. I don't know if the colour works actually, but so first of all, sugar cane into sugar, spider eye, mushroom gets us fermented spider eye, and I wanted a couple of slime balls and a couple of bits of plastic sheets. Where are you? Plastic sheets, there you are. And what else was it? A couple of bricks in a machine frame. Easy enough, there's a couple of bricks. And I'll get one making a machine frame in just a second. Can't fit stuff anywhere. really need to start working on some kind of AE network. I'm starting to get enough Certus quotes, I think, so I've done something little. I do also want to get started on logistics pipes, which I think is what I'm going to use to get this material actually into the bioreactor here. So I might be starting that sooner than I thought I was going to. 4 iron, glass, 1, 2, 3, 4 glass. There we go. So slime balls, sugar, plastic sheets, fermented spider eye, bricks. This is a bioreactor. This thing's awesome. Now this takes 9 items, and if it's got 9 items, it's much more efficient on how much items it uses to fuel something. Does that make sense? I hope that made sense. So what we're going to do is make sure that gets fed 9 items all the time. It doesn't matter if it doesn't. We've got that much resource there that we could probably get away with feeding it like 1 or 2 items, to be honest, and not run out of stuff. But I want to try and make it efficient. I'm just going to throw that steel in there for now. I'm going to use my force rod on it later and turn it into steel ingots. You see me do that, so I won't do that on camera. Everything else is kind of sorted. I'll probably end up with 2, maybe 3 of these bioreactors, because I want 2 bioreactors. 1 bioreactor will run 2 boilers if you run it with 9 items, so that's fine. So I want 2 to run 4 boilers, and then I want a bit of redundancy, so I'm going to probably end up with 3 of these. But what we need to do, right, how should I do this? I think I'm going to make a start on logistics page, but that's going to take quite a while. I'm over 30 minutes already. It may be best to cut this episode short as well. Not short, but say I'm over 30 minutes. Maybe best to make this a bit of a short episode as well, and start logistics pipes in a fresh episode. We'll see in a minute. Let's have a look. So let's grab a couple of stacks of stuff. I want 2 stacks of squids ink, and then we want 2 stacks of all this stuff in here. Now I could just put the bioreactor there right next to the thing and it'll fill that up, but I'm not going to. I'm going to have it down here somewhere, and just for now I'm going to put it right in the middle, right under there. Yeah, why not? Just for now I'm going to bang it there, and this should pump into there, which is connected to that. Should. Not 100% sure on that. So some kind of little logistics pipe system. Not that. Yeah, we ain't got 9 because that don't work. Reeds don't work. So 32 pumpkins will get me 2 stacks of pumpkin seeds. So I've not actually got 9 items here because of that. 2 stacks of melons. I'll get me the melon seeds. I don't want a lever on here because I don't want it to stop. So let's put a lever on there to start off with. You've probably seen me do this before. If you've, but saying that, I've got a lot of new subscribers, so you might not have seen this in use before. So I'll turn that off for now, so it won't process anything. So if I had like 3 stacks of the melon seeds, they wouldn't automatically go in there. It'll only, if there's something in here, it'll only hold 1 stack of it in there. So to prove that, let's grab the next thing on the list here. So say if 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That works. But if this was if it was a pipe pushing this in, that wouldn't have gone in. And you see there, my efficiency is going up with each extra thing I throw in. That made me a lie, didn't it? Damn potatoes conspiring against me. Nether wart. Oops. Carrots. Only 2 stacks, didn't I? Nether wart, another stack. And then seeds. Oh, of course, saplings I was forgetting about. Seeds. And then saplings. So we have got the right amount. 2 stacks of them. So the key is going to be making it so all these things automatically get pumped into this bioreactor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What am I missing? Cocoa. You cocoa. Yes. There we go. The trick is to get all 9 of these items pumped into there. So logistics pipes using, is it a supplier? I think I'm going to set it up with. It should hold 64 in this all the time. So if I turn that on now, you'll see that will start creating this stuff, and it's showing empty in there because it's getting pumped straight into there. So this is going to start filling up with lovely biofuel. There we go. And biofuel is how we're going to run our boilers, our laser drill boilers at least anyway. So I think now that'll go pretty slow. I mean, I could manually look after this for a bit, but we want to get it pretty slow. It's used 5 already. We want to get it, oh yeah, it's not that slow actually, is it? Pretty quick. Going through them fairly quick. Yeah, so I want that automated as quick as I can really. So the first thing towards automating is going to be making my first logistic pipes, I think. Now, I've never used this mod. I've had a quick look at Direwolf's mod Spotlight, but it's a long spotlight and there's a lot to it, so I need to watch it again at least once, I think. The first thing I need to do with it is I need one of these things, a redstone golden chipset. So logistics, let's have a look at logistic. And it's a basic logistic pipe is what I need to make first. So redstone torch, some cobble transport, a diamond transport, redstone golden chipset. I could have used a golden gear, but that uses 4 gold, 4 iron, 4 cobble, 4 wood. That uses 1 redstone, 1 gold, so it's much cheaper to use a redstone golden chipset there. So let's get that made. I actually could do with another one of them, because I don't think 8's going to be enough. So cobblestone transport pipe, diamond transport pipe, a couple of bits of glass and a redstone torch, was it? A couple of bits of glass and a redstone torch. There we go, so there's our first logistics pipes. Wonderful. Now this won't connect to anything unless it's got power. So I need to make I don't want to make this sound like I don't know what I'm doing, but I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to need a way to power this. So logistics power junction, that will be that thing, I believe. So let's get that guy made. Block of redstone, some iron, nice and easy. So 9, 11 iron, and 6 steel. It's not steel, sorry. 11 redstone, 6 iron. Don't know what I'm talking about. There we go. That gets us the power junction. So now, if I connect this to somewhere that has power, which will be getting connected near the farms, but I just want to show you. Whereas before, this guy was not powered. Now it'll show green because it is powered. See that one? Red. Got no power to it. Now they're all green because it's powered. And there you go. It's showing you 1MJ, 5LP. I don't want to waste all my power, so I'm going to break that again. So I'm going to wire that up across there, and then start connecting all these bits up. Right, I'm going to have to get some more gold, I think. Some more gold. 28. Might have enough. Right, so I definitely want at least 1 more redstone golden chipset, don't I? I'm going to make a couple more. 2 of them on there. At the minute to power this, I'm just using an energy cell, because I've not actually got this connected. Oops, did not mean to do that. I think it's getting a little bit late for me. I might have to carry on with this in the morning because I'm half asleep, I think. Oh, for God's sake. Get out of my way. You'll get out of my way. That'll be easier. Let's get this in here. Let's put you back. That'll work, screw it. And I was trying to be a bit fiddly with that because I need to get a wrench onto that to make it work. There we go. So that'll be taking power, and it is. I'm going to set this up. This is how I'm going to set this up now, because these draw power all the time. I'm actually going to set it up with redstone control on a energy cell. So that's kind of what I've been messing around with here, but it's not got it set up right yet. But I'm going to want it so I can switch it with a lever, or possibly I might have it so if it detects items in here. So if it detects anything in this, then it'll power. That sounds alright, doesn't it? That should work, I think. Where that's getting its power from. Must have been the power in the conduits. Okay, so it's still going to drain all the power in the conduits, isn't it? But that should work. I wonder if this works with gates. Let's have a look. Let's see if there's a condition on this that recognises this is that if there's items in that inventory. Yeah, smart. Items in inventory. Okay, that should work. That's alright then, I'll use that then. Good stuff. Good stuff. And that should be making pretty quick because I've got 8 lasers on that. So yeah, that's something you need to be aware of these days. Now, since the conductive pipe change, these guys will drain power all the time if you let them. So you're going to want to do something like this, like what I'm talking about here, just to make sure that you're not putting power into them all the time. Is that middle one not working? It's not, is it? I must have that wrenched. Let's see if this unwrenches it, even though it's not got anything touching it. I don't think it will. No, I need to actually get in there and wrench that while there's something touching it. It's a pain, isn't it? You there, young man. There we go. Easy enough. And this is kind of shows the reason why I'm going a little bit thicker on my walls, so I can do stuff like that and get stuff in behind walls and have it kind of flush with the outside. Come on then, hurry up. So yeah, I need to really work out what these all do, because there's a lot to it. But I think what I need is what's called a supplier pipe, that one, which is just 2 bits of lapis around that, and as long as this is connected to the bioreactor and these are connected to all the chests, I think that might be all I need. I could be wrong though, don't take that as gospel, and I probably won't need comments saying that's wrong, because I am going to try and work all this out anyway. So there you go, I'll just turn that off. Oops. I'll just turn that off there so it doesn't drain that power out completely. And let's make another one of them while I've got the bits. So cobblestone, diamond, glass, redstone, and then let's get this bit of lapis and make one of these into a supplier. I'm fairly confident it's a supplier pipe that I need. If not, I'm sure I'll find some use for it one day. So, supplier logistics pipe, wonderful. So let's jump over there. How's this doing? 10 buckets worth, 11 buckets worth nearly. And how far down is this? It's down to 51. Okay, yeah, not bad. Not bad. So what I'm probably going to do is supply logistics pipe is going to want to be onto there. But it's going to want power, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect it to power there via this power junction thing. and then see if this works for the top. It may not work for the top. Does not work for the top. Okay, son of a bitch. And then I'm kind of going to hook it up to all these containers, and then make all these networks connect. So I'll do a bit of work off camera and I'll get that sorted. So some kind of semblance of organisation, and then I shall be back and we'll see if it works. Okay then, video's getting a bit long, so I'm going to have to wrap it up there. I've set this up like I said I was going to do, just to show you. I've set up there, again, items in inventory equals redstone signal, so that you'll see there, if I take out 5 of them, when this completes, so that's pulling power out now, it's actually getting filled up power there as well. When that completes, that will be deactivated. So nothing's coming out of there. You can't really tell because it's connected to my power system anyway, like, but nothing's draining out of that, which is good because it'll just constantly drain my energy. So we've got a nice little tidy setup there. And the reason why these are in here is because I need a lot more of these things. I was missing something quite important. So I've made the supply logistics pipe. What I also needed to make is things called providers. Now, provider logistics pipe, there we go. You can use a gold gear or you can just use redstone chipset and redstone torch. So that's the route I'm going, is the chipset and torch route. So I'm going to need a provider on each of my DSUs down there. I've got all kind of stuff in my inventory. I've got the gold in the soul because as soon as I made a hole there, the NPC Corey jumped down it. Oops. So I can go back in there. So the video's over 50 minutes, so I'm going to wrap up as soon as I can. So them, and these guys, redstone, golden chipsets, provider logistics pipe. So what they do is, when they're attached to an inventory, that inventory will actually be able to supply things into my system. So basically, each of my DSUs that's got my farm items in there, like cobble, like cocoa, whatever, will have one of these providers. The bioreactor will have the supplier there, and the supplier, if you shift right click it with a wrench, there you go, items to keep stocked. So I'll basically have like cocoa, saplings, all the 9 items in there, so that'll keep that stocked with the right amount of items. And I'll also be able to use that to stock the 2 planters, the 3 planters if you include the tree farmer one. So I'll have providers, I'll have suppliers on the tree farm one as well. So that's what I'm making. I'm going to wrap up the episode up here. That'll all be in tomorrow's episode, and hopefully we'll have the farms fully automated by the end of tomorrow's episode. And that does give me a bit of time to do a little bit of mining between episodes, make sure I don't run out of materials. Excellent. As always, thank you very much for watching. I hope it was entertaining, and I hope you join me for next time to see what happens with the logistics stuff. Cheers. Bye.